Welcome back to Good Day Atlanta. Time is 9:12, and if you're wanting to make a meal to impress mom this weekend, trust me, this is it. Steak and lobster mac and cheese are sure to be a hit. Chef Jonathan Mercado from STK Atlanta is here with some amazing recipes today. It's so good to have you here, Jonathan.
Pleasure
Good morning.
to be here. Good morning.
So we're all impressed. I mean, just by the spread that you brought. This looks amazing.
Absolutely. This is how we do it at STK.
Love
no
it.
other way. Absolutely. We talked about Mother's Day, and this would be a great way to get that son or daughter of the year award. I feel
Isn't that the truth? Husband of the year, whatever it is, you will get it of the year for sure. So we got a lot to cover. Let's start with the steak.
Definitely. So beautiful. This what we have here is a cowgirl, and this is simply just a bone-in ribeye, and the bone here has been Frenched, and they call it a cowgirl. We call it a cowgirl. It's really a cowboy, and they used to just pick it up by the handle, and that would be a quick way for them just to be able to eat and kind of get going and do what they had to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we're going to do here, we're going to get a nice screaming hot pan. We're going to put a little oil, excuse me.
Okay.
And once we get that oil on there, we're going to season our steak.
Too.
Absolutely. So we're going to go with a little fresh salt and pepper.
Okay.
On both sides here.
I'm guessing this is a pretty popular
It's very popular,
right?
absolutely.
People are ordering this.
Just a little salt and pepper. Get it on the other side there as well. That salt and pepper is what's going to really give you that nice crust on the steak.
Gotta have that.
So you want to make sure you get that nice caramelization on the steak.
Okay.
So we're just going to grab that here. And like I said, you want to make sure this pan is ripping hot. You know, you want to make sure you get that nice sear. At the restaurant, we actually use a broiler, and the broiler could get up towards of 1,000-something degrees.
Whoa.
Absolutely. It's really, really
You're not
hot.
kidding. It does need to be hot.
So once we get this nice and seared on both sides, obviously, at this point, I like to add some fresh garlic. This is just black garlic, and black garlic is pretty much just dehydrated regular garlic, and what it does is pull all the moisture out of it, so you get that unadulterated, just pure garlic flavor.
I've never seen it like that before. Yeah.
It's delicious. So we get the garlic in there just like that.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm gonna grab a little bit of herbs here. Beautiful thyme in there just like that. Get a couple of these beautiful cipollini onions on there as well. Just make sure we get that flavor. Flavor town. That's what it's about, right?
Yes.
So as that's going,
about how long does that need?
so you want to go about a minute or two on each side, just to make sure we get that nice sear on the steak, as I mentioned earlier. So what we'll do here is take a look under there now. Beautiful.
What do you think? You approve?
You can go for a little longer on there, just to get a nice sear.
Okay, so while that's getting ready, I want to know a little bit more about the restaurant. What are the popular dishes? What's the style? I think one thing that's really cool about it, an in-house DJ. That's different,
Absolutely.
Right?
So at STK, we like to focus on every aspect of the dining experience, not just the food, not just the ambiance, but everything we have. Like you mentioned, DJ, we like to focus on beautiful steaks, beautiful fresh seafoods, and obviously great service, and that's what kind of sets us apart from everyone else.
Yeah, it sounds like presentation is a big deal too, because you were saying, it's elegant,
it's
right?
Got to be sexy. It's got to be sexy.
It's got to be a sexy presentation.
People hear me use that word a lot, and then that's one of my favorite words. We want to make sure food is sexy, and we want to make sure that it speaks and it looks great, right?
Right.
So now that you have this beautiful garlic, you have that onion going through there, you have the fresh aromatics, and obviously you have that butter. And what I'm doing here is just getting that melted butter, and just basting the top over it. And that way that flavor permeates through the steak, and you have a beautiful, flavorful steak.
Okay, yeah, that does smell
And obviously
great.
we have some sides that we're going to be serving. Obviously, we have our lobster mac and cheese.
Well, you can't beat that. I mean,
You
lobster
can't beat
mac
that
and
at all.
cheese with your steak.
Absolutely. So what we have here is just a Mornay, and Mornay basically is just a bechamel sauce, and bechamel would be just a kind of a butter milk cream sauce with some nutmeg. Actually has a roux in it. Thicken it with just a little bit of cheese. We use about 3 or 4 different types of cheeses to actually thicken it.
Okay.
So once we get that hot, we want to add our noodles there. And we're going to add a little bit of lobster sauce. Now our lobster sauce is pretty much just lobster stock that we've taken fresh shells, we've reduced with a bunch of aromatics, a bunch of vegetables,
I bet this is
and we
good.
actually bring it down and reduce it and just add tons of flavor to it, so it's really concentrated flavor in there.
I mean, it just looks fancy. But this is also something, again, that you can try at home, and we're going to have the recipe posted for you on our website, too.
So once we get that sear that we're looking for on there on both sides, obviously, like I mentioned, this is what we're gonna have here. And this is gonna kind of be
finished product.
Finished product there, if you would. Right, so obviously like we mentioned before, the cowboy, right? We wanna do something really elegant and sexy for mom, grandma.
Okay. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is just cut it off the bone here. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna cut it right off the bone like such, and we're gonna use that bone because that's gonna be part of the plate presentation. What we're gonna do is cut it just like this. This one's cooked at about rare. This is kind of how I like my steak, obviously.
You can personalize that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can cook it to whatever desired temperature you like.
Okay.
All right, so we have our beautiful plate here. I'm just
it's about to be anyway, right?
Yeah, right. And then what I have back here is a little bit of red wine reduction. Ooh. We just take some red wine, reduce it. So we're gonna go, ooh, sorry about that.
It's still gonna be fancy.
Yeah, it's still gonna be fancy.
Just had a mind of its own.
Right. So we're gonna put our steak on here. I'm actually gonna clean up this plate if you don't mind. I'm gonna
go for it. And while you're doing that, I want to know if we don't want to make this at home, we can come in. There's a special Mother's Day brunch going on,
there will
right?
be. We'll be open at 10 a.m. on Mother's Day, and we'll be featuring a actual Mother's Day buffet, and the buffet is going to have tons of steak. We're going to actually have charcuterie boards, beautiful fruits.
Steak on the buffet.
Absolutely.
Woo!
It's going to be filet mignon, actually. We're actually going to have a leg of lamb as well. There's going to be tons of fun, tons of beautiful things to do there for mom on Mother's Day. So make sure you come out and check us out, please.
Yeah, and we're just about out of time, so let's get a look at.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is finish this with the crab cake here, just over the top.
Oh.
Put a nice piece of truffle butter right over the top of that.
It keeps getting better and better with each thing.
And then we're just gonna torch that just like that.
Hey.
Make sure we get that nice melted butter on there.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that. Then we're gonna finish with the beautiful Maldon salt over the top. Grab a little bit of this garnish just like this. Make it nice and sexy as we mentioned earlier.
You can't beat that, Jonathan.
Not yet. We're going to finish with some fresh, beautiful black truffle.
Okay, and while he's doing that, I want to tell you, if you want to find today's recipe or more on STK, you can go to our website, fox5atlanta.com, and look for the viewer information story. Jonathan, it looks amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Beautiful. All right, looking forward to getting to try this.
Thank you.
Time is 9:19 now. Coming up.